So today I thought I'd do another gift guide, but my kind of gift guide. I said in my Choose Kind video I didn't want to do the run-of-the-mill gift guides this year because I feel there's a lot of people out there doing ones that are going to be a lot better than mine. So let's go with something that's a bit more niche and a bit more suitable to my situation and probably some of yours too. So today's one is going to be focused on what you could get for hoarders. Obviously, people that are hoarders don't need more needless crap, essentially. We don't need more clutter unless it's really genuinely adding something to our lives, and then it wouldn't be called clutter, it would be called a useful item. I have a very small family and we've never done anything very extravagantly anyway, so I don't have to worry about getting loads and loads of presents over Christmas. So it's not a big issue for me, but I know there'll be some fellow hoarders out there where Christmas is one of those things that is just going to worsen the problem for you because you're going to have lots of friends, relatives and colleagues giving you new gifts, which are obviously very kind and very lovely, but not necessarily things that you need and not necessarily things that are going to be helpful in your quest to become cleansed and minimal and all that sort of stuff. So first of all, if you're giving to someone that you know has issues with being tidy, with hoarding, with clutter, then actually ask them, is there anything you genuinely need? I know this sounds very basic, but when things get a bit busy and we leave presents to the last minute, we tend to go to places like Superdrug and Boots and just get them a nice set of bath stuff or a nice set of pampering goodies, or do you know what I mean? Those things that, you know, kind of generic gifts, which are lovely, don't get me wrong, they're really gorgeous and pretty and lovely, but someone might have loads of bath stuff already or loads of pampering stuff and they don't need that. So just take a moment to think, should I just ask them if there's something that they actually need, that they've had on a list that they want to buy and they'll actually use, and it will make their life easier in some way or another. And then if you know you're a hoarder and you want to put people off from buying you clutter, why not say to them, guys, if you're going to get me a present this year, I'd prefer money, or I'd like you to give me this because I really need it for work. Something like that. This might just reduce the amount of presents that are going to come in that you're not going to use, that aren't applicable to your situation, etc. When we think about presents, we often think about possessions, stuff, objects, things that are tangible that you can hold. But for someone that's already got a lot of stuff, why not get them an experience instead? That could be anything from, you know, a voucher that allows them to learn to cook, one of those red letter experiences where they get to drive a really fast car on a Grand Prix track or something, get them a skydive. Perhaps you could get tickets to a West End show or a gig, something like that. I always think this is a really nice idea for a gift anyway, because I think life is more about experiences and living moments rather than, you know, things. So I think that's a wonderful present whether or not the person's a hoarder. Obviously you could go down the charitable route, perhaps adopt an animal, for example, for them if they've got a favourite animal that they love. You can adopt pretty much any animal, snow leopards, elephant pandas, I think even otters. There's probably one perfect for that person. One charity that we're donating to this Christmas actually is the Crisis one, because just for about £26, it gives a homeless person shelter, it gives them eye tests, access to internet cafe, helps them to even get the information to get out of their situation, therapy, all sorts of wonderful things in that £26. So it's a really, really brilliant way to donate and actually get a lot for your money for that person. Another particularly lovely idea, if you know someone that's quite sentimental or into space and astronomy and that sort of thing, then why not buy them a star? There's lots of gifts like that which are really lovely and they're not going to take up any space in the house, which is the main point here. I also think it's really important to figure out why that person has an issue with hoarding or tidying. For instance, are they someone that's got a lot of kids and they're finding it hard to cope? Why not offer them a couple nights babysitting as your present to give them time to just, you know, maybe catch up on the chores or even just relax and do whatever they need to get into a space where maybe cleaning is more likely to happen and to be possible. Are they going through something very emotionally trying? Think about a present or something you can do for them that will make that time a little bit easier, because everything has a knock-on effect. So if they're in a better place, those daily things that kind of subside when you're in a space of depression or in a dark mindset will start to happen again. Even if it's a slow process, you could be part of that positive knock-on effect. There's all sorts of reasons why people become hoarders, but just ponder for a moment why that might be the case for that person, and see if there's an obvious thing you can do to help, to just relinquish some of that stress and perhaps encourage them to, you know, improve in that area. If you want to get them a book, then this might be a very good shout. So this is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying by Marie Kondo, and this was actually sent to me by a friend because she was like, I think this would be a suitable read for you, knowing what I was like. So on the back says, Japan's expert declutterer and professional cleaner Marie Kondo will help you organise your rooms once and for all with a simple KonMari method. So the key to successful tidying is tackling your home in the correct order, keeping only what you love and doing it all at once. Whenever my mum gets really irate about the mess I've caused in the house, she always says, just do a little bit at a time. I do as I'm told, I do something little, and then within a few moments it's back to the chaos that I created before. And it wasn't until I read this book that I realised how important it is to do a big job when you do it. You can't do it in little fits and starts because it will just accumulate again. You really need to go, okay, I'm going to allocate a few days to this and just smash it, like obliterate it. And that's the only way that is really going to have a long-lasting effect and actually make a serious change to your situation. So I got that from this, but there's a lot of other really useful tips in there. You think tidying's obvious, but after you've read this, you realise that there are very clear ways that you're doing it wrong, and I was doing all of them, so you may well be too. While we're on the subject of books, go to the self-help aisle and see if there's any books that might just help someone with whatever they're going through, which has perhaps contributed to the fact that they are a hoarder or find it hard to let go of possessions. Don't do it in a way that's like, I don't know, pressuring them to change or makes them feel like you're pointing out a flaw. Just do it in a very caring way and say, maybe I saw this and thought you could get something valuable out of it. Perhaps it's a book that they've had a look at when you've been going to Waterstones, when you've been shopping together, or something like that. For example, I know my friend Holly loves self-help books, so just think about the sort of relationship you have with your friend, whether they'll take it the right way if you do get them that sort of book. As you will have seen in my recent decluttering diary, I bought loads of hangers with my Primark vouchers, and that made such a huge difference. It meant that I could take everything that's in piles on the floor, all the things that I fall over every single day, and take them off the floor and put them in an organised, regimented aisle on a rail. And I would recommend this as a really great present. And if they're into aesthetics, you can get beautiful rose gold ones, you can get those grippy ones that are made from velvet. It doesn't have to be a boring present, even though it's useful. It can be aesthetically pleasing as well. So think about what their style is, what their interiors are like in their bedroom, and get some really nice hangers that will be like, oh, that's useful and pretty. And then it's like, tick, tick. If you're a hoarder, you do tend to have piles of things on the floor. Even if you've got rid of them after a long day, you're feeling tired, you'll just create a new pile with your day's clothes, and that will build up over the week, and then you just be living under a mound of sweaty clothes, which isn't pleasant for anyone. So maybe getting them a really nice clothes rail might be a good one. There's a lot of quite flimsy ones on the market, but see if you can get a really nice sturdy one that will last them years, and it will hold loads and loads of clothes because it can take the weight. I think that's a nice gift. I don't know whether it's because I'm old, I like useful gifts now. I don't want something that's pointless anymore. People that are hoarders are often quite disorganised in other areas of their lives. I know in terms of keeping an eye on my finances, my invoices, receipts and things like that, I'm not great at that, and it hurts my head to even think about it. I've actually got to get going on my tax form, which is stressing me out, but that's a whole other subject. So maybe think of something that you can get for their office. It might be one of those trays that they can put all their recent receipts and invoices in, so every month they can tackle them in one go and they know where to find them all, rather than having to root through handbags, pockets, the bin, in my case, in the bed. It just helps your mind to become more clear, you feel more relaxed, you feel more at peace, rather than just completely jumbled the whole time. So yeah, those trays are really useful. In Kiki K the other day, I actually saw you can get a folder that actually has the purpose of all your tax documents and financial documents. Actually had folders which were labelled for all different things, so you could have just a set of nice folders to keep you organised. So one could be for all your utility bills, one could be for all of your business bills, the other could be for all your credit card bills, whatever. Just have it in very clearly defined things, so it's just easy to find if you ever need to access them for whatever reason. I feel like I'm not talking like me today. I feel a little bit over animated. I don't know what's going on. I did have chocolate spread on my crumpet this morning, so I don't know whether I'm just a bit like E numbers or something, who knows. Bloggers in particular will get this, but a lot of us have a lot of beauty products, a lot of lipsticks, lip glosses and that sort of thing, and some of us just have those drawers which are just absolute makeup mania. It's just like crammed full of stuff. There's no organisation, there's things spilling over another that's sticky where lip gloss is spilled. It's just grim. So go to somewhere like Muji, somewhere like Tiger, IKEA, and get some pots that have separated compartments so you can organise them a bit. I can't tell you how satisfying it is when you see things that are beautiful objects, which makeup often is. They usually have lovely packaging. Seeing them all, you know, given the display that they should get, it's very pleasing to the eye, it feels very satisfying to do it, and you have less like grime all over your fingers all the time, which is a bonus. Why not get them a lovely diary or organiser? A lot of stores like K, Paper Chase, they have some beautiful things these days. So just because it's a practical and useful gift, it once again will have that aesthetic quality and will be a really nice, you know, substantial gift to receive. And a lot of them actually even have a free service where you can get them monogrammed, so you can get their initials on there or whatever you want on there. Just gives it a nice personal feel and that extra wow factor, which is nice. Why not get them a subscription to a magazine? And the great thing about this is that a lot of them have the option for a digital download rather than one that's delivered and that's an actual thing. So if you're really wanting to reduce things taking up space and adding to clutter, this is ideal. And even better, get them kind of a lifestyle magazine that maybe talks about a minimalist life. There's one called Real Simple magazine, and I know for sure they do a digital download, and they just give you tips and hacks and tricks and stuff about, you know, just keeping good house and, you know, adapting your lifestyle so it's a bit more simple and effective and productivity is good, etc. Some of you will think this is an awful idea for a Christmas present and would be very disappointed if you received it, but I'm at the stage of life where I genuinely would be like, oh thanks, that's actually very useful. And that's cleaning products. If you're going to do a thorough and proper job at this decluttering malarkey, you've got to make sure that those newly clear surfaces are also clean, because there's no doubt going to be some mildew, build-up of mould and bad bacteria and stuff. I've talked about this product before, but Method, it smells just divine, and it's also cruelty free, and they look really nice. They come in really nice colours, so a cleaning product like that is not as, you know, lame as maybe just getting your average, you know. Another good gift idea is maybe just hiring them a cleaner for the day to do a really thorough job of the house. You know, some people will be really, really grateful of that, but if you get it for that neighbour that you don't know very well, that you've just gone round to their house for a cup of tea and just noticed that they don't keep a house very well, they will take offence to that, so don't do that. I don't know if any of you watch Everybody Loves Raymond, but Raymond's mum, Marie, she's always doing little digs at his wife, Deborah, about her house being messy or her being a bad cook or her being not generally a very good housewife. You don't want to be that guy, so think carefully before you do that sort of present. Another one could be booking them in for a class for someone that's an expert in organisation. There are classes, if you Google them online, this is a thing, and it might just give people, you know, those tools on how to do it properly if they can't be bothered to read one of the books. Not all of us like reading. I'm not that great at it myself, so having someone face to face that can help them and guide them and encourage them might be really beneficial to them. Again, a trip to IKEA or Made.com or Urban Outfitters, Muji, all these sorts of places. See if there's any organisational furniture pieces or objects that might be useful, whether it's crates and boxes, things that can be stacked, whether it's a magazine rack, anything like this. would help a hoarder. I know I'd be grateful of any kind of boxes and things like that. If you know the decor of the room that they're going to go in, that's obviously helpful, so you can get something that matches. Because if I'm given a lovely bit of homeware, it really encourages me to want to make the space that it's in beautiful and to keep it nice and pristine. I want to show it off, I want it to look at its best. So maybe think about treating them to some nice bed sheets or a really nice cushion or bit of furniture that will just give them that boost to want to make the space as beautiful as it can be. So that's it, there's a few ideas. Let me know if it was useful and if you'd like more videos of this nature. I know it's a bit niche. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in another video soon. Merry Christmas.